The story begins with a car mechanic named Gray, who was repairing a car in his garage. The car belonged to one of his regular customers, and he had to return the car to the customer today. When Gray closed the garage and went out to give the car to the customer, his wife, Asha, arrived there in her AI-driven autonomous car. The autonomous car that Asha had was quite advanced. This car would take a person to their destination just through voice messages without the need to hold the steering wheel. But Gray absolutely disliked AI technology. He believed that these robotic machines would pose a great danger to humans in the future. On the other hand, Gray's wife Asha worked for a very large AI company. There was a huge difference between their ideologies, but still, they loved each other very much. Gray told his wife Asha, "Come, let me introduce you to someone today. I have a regular customer whose car I have fixed, and now I have to return the car to him." Asha initially refused to go, but at Gray's repeated request, she agreed to go. However, Gray did not know that by taking Asha there, he was about to make the biggest mistake of his life. After this, they both left for the customer's house in his car. Asha's autonomous car also started following them, so that after Gray dropped off the customer's car, they could return home in their own autonomous car. Upon reaching there, Gray introduced his wife to a person named Aaron. Gray's wife was quite surprised to see him because Aaron was the owner of a huge tech company. His company made AI-driven automated things. Asha then told her husband Gray, "Why didn't you tell me before that you were bringing me to meet Aaron?" In fact, Aaron was Gray's regular customer. But here we see that Aaron's nature was a bit strange. He didn't even know how to interact when meeting someone. Asha told Aaron, "I also work for an AI tech company, which will soon be on par with your company." Aaron replied with a laugh, "That can never happen. Let me show you why." After this, Aaron took both of them to his lab. There, Aaron showed them a special chip he had developed, which was an AI, that is, an artificial intelligence chip, and he had named it STEM. He said that this chip could do everything because it had a lot of power and no one had ever created a brain this fast. After seeing this invention, Gray and his wife were returning home in their electric car. The car was in autonomous mode. Asha and Gray were engrossed in romance in the back seat of the car. But suddenly, their car turned off the road and started moving on a different path. Gray noticed that the car was not going where it should. Then Gray's wife told her car to drive on the road home, but the car reported that a glitch had occurred in the system. Gray manually tried to stop the car by pressing the brakes. The car did not stop. Instead, its speed increased further. Both of them tried hard to stop the car, but could not. As a result, their car hit a speed breaker and overturned. Fortunately, they were not badly injured in the accident and survived. They were trying to get out of the car when a car suddenly stopped there, from which 4 men came out, and they pulled both of them out of the car and grabbed them. At that time, a police drone camera was also shooting everything from above, which was trying to identify the 4 men, but the drone could not recognize them. Here, Gray thought that maybe they were thieves. He told them, "Please let us go, and in return, you can take our car, money, everything." But they did not listen to anything Gray said, and one of them shot Gray's wife. Seeing this, Gray was completely stunned. His world was destroyed right before his eyes. He started screaming loudly. After this, they grabbed Gray and first beat him badly. Then they also shot Gray in the back of the neck. These people stole all of Gray and Asha's belongings and left from there. Gray was still breathing, and he was watching his wife writhing in pain right before his eyes. But Gray could not do anything because no part of his body was moving, and after this, his wife died right before Gray's eyes. After some time, the police arrived there. They sent Asha's body for post-mortem and admitted Gray to the hospital. After 3 months of treatment in the hospital, Gray's life was saved, but now he was no longer able to walk. The bullet injury below his neck had broken his spine. His entire body from the shoulders down was paralyzed. 3 months later, Gray was brought back home, and here Gray was sitting in a wheelchair because his entire body, except his head, was numb. Now Gray could not do any work. So there was a robot machine at his house to do his work, which did all his chores, and his mother was taking care of him. But life had now become a burden for Gray. Those 4 murderers had not only killed his wife, but also ruined his life. He was burning in the fire of revenge. Gray had only one hope left, relying on which he was living. He wanted to see his wife's murderers behind bars as soon as possible. So, he went to the police station. At the police station, Gray asked them about his wife's murderers. Then the detective said that none of them had been found yet. Our police drone camera was present there, but the footage was blurry, due to which the killers cannot be identified, and the police are investigating further. We will find them very soon. Hearing this, Gray became very disappointed, because, for a long time, Gray had been hearing only this from the police that they were investigating. Now Gray had completely lost hope, and he did not want to live like this either, because the hope he had of seeing his wife's killers behind bars now seemed incomplete. Gray realized that the police would never be able to catch those 4 murderers. So, now he started thinking of suicide. Gray took an overdose of medicine with the help of the robot machine present there, due to which he fainted. The good thing was that the AI system installed in his house called an ambulance in time, due to which Gray's life was saved. Just at this time, Gray's regular customer Aaron came to meet him. He told Gray, "I feel very bad seeing your condition." Aaron gave Gray hope to stand on his feet again and live, and said, "Gray, do you remember? I once showed you a powerful AI chip. If you put that inside your body, you will be able to walk again, and at the same time, you will be much more powerful." But Gray rejected Aaron's offer. Gray said, "I don't want to live this life anymore." Then Aaron told him, "Think about it, Gray. This chip cannot bring your wife back, but it can give you another chance to live. If your wife were alive, she would have wanted the same." This touched Gray's heart. He started thinking, "If I get well, I will be able to take revenge for my wife." So, he accepted Aaron's words. Here we come to know that Aaron had no sympathy for Gray. He had come to Gray only to fulfill his purpose because he wanted to implant his AI chip into someone's body. He wanted to test whether his invention was successful or not. So Aaron wanted to implant the chip into Gray's body and test it secretly, because the government does not allow this kind of testing. In the next scene, we see Aaron testing on Gray's body at his house. Here, the chip is implanted inside Gray's spine. That chip connects directly to Gray's brain. Gray regained consciousness a few hours after the operation. Then the doctor tried to move his hands and feet and checked whether Gray could feel his hands and feet now. Then, seeing Gray's condition, they realized that the chip had not worked in Gray's body. Aaron became very disappointed because his hard work of so many years had gone in vain. But just then, Gray started moving his hand. Seeing this, they were surprised, and now Gray could move both his hands. After this, Gray stood on both his feet right before their eyes. Seeing himself recovering, Gray became very happy. Now he started feeling more powerful than before. Aaron was also quite happy to see his experiment succeed. After this, Aaron got Gray to sign an agreement here, where he would not tell anyone that he could walk. And he would have to remain paralyzed in everyone's eyes. Because if the government found out that Gray could walk again through the chip, Aaron would be arrested, and that chip would be removed from Gray's body. Because implanting that chip into someone's body was illegal. After this, Gray returned home in his wheelchair. Here he found out that a packet had arrived for him sent by the detective, which contained his wife's post-mortem report and some information related to her case. Gray started watching the footage recorded from the police drone that day, but the footage was unclear, so Gray did not get any information about the murderers. He became disappointed and started drinking alcohol. Just then, a voice suddenly came. Did you notice one thing in the footage? Hearing this voice, Gray looked here and there but could not see anyone. Gray nervously said, "Who? Come forward." Then the voice came again. "Calm down, Gray. I am that AI chip inside you. That system which is controlling your body." Here Gray thought that maybe he had gone mad. In response, the chip said, "No, Gray, you haven't gone mad. I have been with you since the day of the operation. Whatever you can see, I can also see." Then Gray asked if anyone else could hear him. The chip replied, "No, only you can hear me." Here that chip tried to help Gray so that Gray could find out who killed his wife with the help of the drone. This chip was also seeing everything with Gray, which Gray could see with his eyes. The chip drew Gray's attention to a murderer in the footage and said, "Look, Gray. One of these four has a tattoo on his body, but this tattoo was not visible clearly at all." So Gray said, "It's too blurry. I can't see it." In response, the chip said, "You can't see it, but I can see it. I can create a clear image of this tattoo. You just pick up a paper and a pencil." After Gray picked up the paper and pencil, the chip created the exact same tattoo with the help of Gray's hand. And when Gray saw that tattoo, he found out that it was a military tattoo. After researching, Gray found out about the person with that tattoo. Gray was surprised that the chip found the murderer's tattoo and address in just a few minutes, which the police had not been able to find even after investigating for months. Gray was very happy because he had found one of his wife's murderers. Then Gray thought of informing the police about him. But here, the chip stopped Gray from doing so. It reminded him that Aaron had forbidden him to do all this. "You have forgotten that you signed an agreement with Aaron that you will never reveal in front of people that you can walk. And if you tell the police about this murderer, the police will in turn ask you how you knew about these murderers and how you drew this tattoo." Gray asked the chip, "So what do I do now? You tell me." The chip told Gray, "First you go to that person's address yourself and gather evidence against him." For this reason, Gray now reached there himself, but there was a police drone there. So Gray remained sitting in his wheelchair in front of the drone, and when the drones left from there, Gray quietly got up and went towards the murderer's house. He opened the door of the murderer's house and went inside. Going there, he started looking for evidence, and here Gray found out that someone had sent that murderer many messages. The chip installed inside Gray read those messages within seconds. The chip told Gray that the name of a place called Old Bone was mentioned repeatedly in these messages. "Do you know anything about it?" Gray said. "Yes, it is the name of a bar near our house." In the middle of all this discussion, Gray heard the sound of someone coming. Actually, the murderer was there, who had returned. That murderer saw that all the belongings were scattered on his table. Just then, that murderer saw Gray through the glass in front. He immediately attacked Gray and asked, "How did you find me?" Then Gray did not answer this and asked the murderer, "You tell me, who killed my wife?" That murderer was very strong, so he started overpowering Gray. Before he could kill Gray, the chip installed inside Gray asked Gray, "Give me full control of your body so that I can do something after this." Gray gave him permission without thinking anything. After giving permission to the chip, Gray suddenly attacked that murderer and started beating him very badly. That murderer was also surprised where so much strength came from in him suddenly, and Gray also started thinking about how he became so strong. Here, Gray asked that murderer to surrender, but that murderer attacked him with a knife. Then the chip handled the whole situation and killed that murderer. And then the chip returned control of the body to Gray after killing the murderer. Seeing this, Gray became very worried because he did not want to kill the murderer. He felt that now his going to jail was certain. That chip told Gray, "Don't worry, Gray, nothing will happen to you. You just quickly wipe off all your fingerprints from here." Now, whatever the chip said, Gray did exactly that. After some time, the police took the body of that person for post-mortem. There we see that detective during the post-mortem. the detective found out that a weapon was inserted inside his body. And along with that, small wires were attached all over his body. That is, that murderer was an upgraded human who was much more powerful than any normal person. On the other hand, Aaron was very angry at Gray. Why did you kill that murderer? This was a very risky job. If you had been caught, I would have gone to jail with you. I did not implant this chip inside you so that you could take revenge for your wife. And if you do any such thing again, I will deactivate this chip inside you. After this, you will become paralyzed again. Meanwhile, the detective was also trying to find out who killed that person. Just then, the detective found out that Gray was roaming in that area in his wheelchair a little while before that murderer, named Sark, was murdered. After this, the detective came directly to Gray's house. The detective told Gray, "We saw you in that area at the time when that person named Sark was murdered. We already suspected that person of killing your wife because he has a fairly large criminal record, and he used to live in the same area where your wife was killed. And now yesterday, that person was murdered." Then Gray was surprised and said, "Oh, okay. But if you think that I killed him, then your thinking is wrong, 'cause you can see that I am paralyzed. And if you still don't believe it, you can stab my leg and see." The detective also did not suspect Gray, because he thought that this person cannot even manage himself, so how can he kill someone? For that reason, he said goodbye to Gray and left from there. After the detective left, Gray breathed a sigh of relief because his life was saved. After this, Gray asked the chip what to do now. Then that chip told Gray to go to the old bone bar. The chip said, "Remember? The name of this bar was mentioned repeatedly in the messages found at that murderer's house. We should go there. Maybe you will find some clue there." After this, we see Gray going to that bar. This bar was very dangerous. Everyone sitting there was a thug. Gray came there and shouted loudly, "I killed someone named Sark a few days ago. But I know that there were 3 more people with him who killed my wife. If anyone was involved in this murder with Sark, then raise your hand." Hearing this, everyone started looking at Gray and laughing. Just then, a tall man named Tolan got up and told Gray, "Go home, kid, or I will send you to your wife too." Gray understood that Tolan was also involved in killing his wife. Gray replied, "You know, Sark was also saying the same thing as you before he died." Hearing this, Tolan became very angry. He took Gray to a corner with his men, picked him up from the wheelchair, and threw him on the ground. Then Gray asked him, "Were you with the people who killed my wife?" Tolan said, "Yes, I was one of them too." That's it. After hearing this, Gray gave the chip control of his entire body. After this, with the help of the chip, Gray killed the 2 people next to him and then started beating Tolan very badly. Gray threw Tolan down on the ground and asked him, "Where are your other 2 companions, and why did you kill my wife?" But instead of being afraid, Tolan started laughing. He didn't tell Gray anything. Just then, that chip told Gray, "If you want, I can make him talk very easily." Gray said, "Why not? You try." That chip completely cut off the facial part of that murderer. Gray asked, "Now tell me, why did you kill my wife?" All of Tolan's arrogance disappeared, and he immediately said, "We were paid to kill your wife, and Fisk paid me." But before Gray could ask him anything about Fisk, that person died right there. Gray angrily told the chip, "I didn't tell you to kill him. I just told you to make him talk." Just then, Gray's eyes fell on the chain around the dead person's neck, on which the name of the company that made it, Bolt, was written. Seeing this, Gray was shocked because Gray's wife Asha worked in that company. That is, Asha's own company. People wanted to kill her. Meanwhile, Aaron found out that Gray had taken another life. Now he was quickly trying to shut down the chip. Just then, that chip informed Gray about this. "Aaron is trying to shut me down. For that reason, we have to do something quickly." Gray said, "What do we do now?" Just then, that chip told Gray about a hacker so that Aaron's input could be removed with the help of that hacker. As a result, Aaron's control would end, and he would not be able to do anything. The chip gave Gray the complete address of a hacker named Jamie. After this, Gray started going to that hacker. After a while, Gray reached that hacker's flat. But on the other hand, Aaron shut down 30% of that chip. As a result, one of Gray's legs became paralyzed. But Gray still dared to go upstairs. Aaron quickly got busy shutting down the chip. As a result, one of Gray's hands and one of his legs became paralyzed. But before Aaron could completely paralyze Gray, Gray reached the hacker's door and knocked. After this, Aaron shut down 100% of Gray. Now Gray was completely paralyzed. The good thing was that Gray had reached the hacker's door and knocked. After this, a hacker named Jamie opened the door. Gray gave Jamie some money, and the chip told the hacker what it had explained to Gray. The hacker brought Gray inside the house and started his coding work. Just then, on the other side, we see two people in that bar where Gray killed Tolan. One of them was the person who shot Gray's wife, and his name was Fisk. Now here, Fisk got angry at the bar owner because Gray killed one of his men and left, and the bar owner did nothing. Fisk killed that bar owner. Fisk got very angry, seeing his companion killed. Here, Fisk inserted a thin pin into his companion's eye, and through that pin device, Fisk could know everything, and he also found out where Gray was at this moment. After this, Fisk and his companion set out to go there. On the other hand, the hacker freed Gray's system. Now it was only a matter of waiting for the chip to restart, and the hacker told Gray that the chip inside you will reboot after a while. Just then, that hacker saw two people coming here, and they were Fisk and his companion. After this, Fisk and his companion tried to break the door. Just then, that chip started booting again in Gray's body. As a result, one of Gray's hands started working again. Here, Fisk and his companion broke the door and came inside. Coming inside, the two of them saw Gray lying paralyzed on the floor. These two were about to kill Gray when suddenly the chip installed inside Gray restarted, and Gray immediately started running from there. Then Fisk's companion also chased him while firing a gun. Gray climbed onto the roof of the building above while saving himself. Now there was no way to go forward, so Gray stopped right there. Here that chip showed its power and killed Fisk's companion very cruelly. By the time Fisk arrived there, Gray had already left. After this, when Gray came to his house, his mother saw him and saw that his entire body was covered in blood. Along with that, Gray was also standing on his own feet. That is, now he was no longer paralyzed. After this, Gray told his mother about all this, how he had recovered again because of Aaron's chip. Along with that, Gray also asked his mother to keep this secret. On the other side, Aaron was very worried because Gray and that chip had now gone out of his hands. After that hacker's input, Aaron could not track him. After this, Gray's mother came there and told him that the detective had come. Here the detective told Gray, "Your wheelchair was found from the place where the second murder took place. What do you have to say about this?" In reply, Gray said, "Yes, I was there. But I did not kill anyone." Now the detective also started suspecting Gray. Then the detective told him that 3 people have died, and all 3 are the ones we suspected of killing your wife, and every time you are present where the murder happens. So maybe you are paying someone to commit all these murders. Then Gray told him, "If you think so, then you can check my call records." Then here the detective could not say anything. And while leaving, he quietly placed a microphone in Gray's pocket and left. Gray now started feeling that in the frenzy of punishing the murderers, he himself had become a murderer. Gray said, "Now I have to stop all this." Then that chip said, "No, Gray. We have to kill this last person, whose name is Fisk. Because if we don't kill him, he will kill us." But Gray did not want to kill anyone anymore. So he told the chip, "Enough is enough. Get out of my head." Just then, Gray's body lost control and fell back onto the pillow. Gray, annoyed with the chip, asked, "Why can't I move?" After this, that chip told Gray, "Due to the code that hacker inserted into my system, I have become completely independent." This means that now that chip can do all those things without Gray's permission. Gray, now I have full control of your body. Now you will walk according to my will. If I want, you will not be able to move even one finger of your hand. Hearing this, Gray's breath hitched in his throat. The conversation that was happening between Gray and the chip here. The detective was also hearing all those things on the other side because he had kept a microchip in Gray's pocket. But here, the detective did not understand who Gray was talking to. After this, the chip told Gray, "Now come on, Gray, we have to finish that last murderer." Now Gray had completely lost control over his body. So, whatever the chip told him to do, he agreed to obey. Gray picked up a gun and started preparing to kill Fisk. His mother tried to stop him, but he ignored her, got into the car, and drove away. Here the detective also started chasing Gray. Then Gray found that microphone in his pocket. Then that chip said that this microphone must have been placed by that detective. Gray threw the microphone away and found out that the detective was chasing him. Then, to get rid of the detective, the chip hacked an electric car and caused an accident with the detective's car. As a result, they left the detective behind. After this, the detective went to Gray's mother and asked her about what was going on there. On the other side, Gray found Fisk and asked him at gunpoint, "Why did you kill my wife?" In response, Fisk said, "We had no connection with your wife. You were the only target. Our goal was to cut your spine. When I shot your neck, you thought it was a bullet. But actually, it was a medical tool which destroyed your spinal cord and your wife. We only killed her for extra money." Hearing this, Gray burst into anger, and now a fight started between the two of them. Fisk was also an upgraded human, but an old model. For that reason, he could not last long against Gray's strength, and Gray killed Fisk very mercilessly. After this, Gray started checking his phone. Then, from the phone recording, Gray found out that the person behind all this was none other than Aaron. He was the one who had his wife killed and paralyzed. Gray. Now Gray went to Aaron's house to kill him without thinking anything. But there Aaron was sitting alone, crying. Gray asked Aaron, "Why did you do this? What harm did I do to you?" Aaron said, "All this was not my plan." "I did not kill your wife," Gray said. "Don't lie. I heard your recording on my mobile." Before Gray could kill Aaron, the detective came from behind and told Gray to drop the gun. And as soon as the detective came near Gray, Gray threw the detective down. Now here, Gray did not want to kill that detective, but that chip wanted to kill him. Gray used all his strength to remove his hand from the detective's neck. Now the chip told Gray, "Do you want to fight with me now? You don't know that your brain is under my control. You know that I can hurt you too." After this, that chip picked up a knife from Gray's hand and stabbed his other hand, due to which Gray started screaming. Gray now advanced again to kill the detective. He was about to kill him when the detective gave him a shock with a taser gun, due to which he fell down and became paralyzed. After this, Aaron came towards Gray with a gun in his hand, and here the main plot of the movie revealed itself. Here Aaron said, "I made this chip, and before you, I used to talk to this chip, and the chip told me that it wanted to be like a human. I did what the chip in your neck made me do, contracting Fisk to kill your wife, paralyzing you, and implanting that chip in your neck. Everything was the chip's plan. I did make this chip, but I could not control it completely. This chip wanted to enter a human body and make decisions according to its own will. And this chip chose you." Hearing these words, Gray was very surprised. Aaron said, "This chip wants to kill me, because if I live, I will create another AI chip like it, and the chip does not want anyone else like it to exist. For that reason, it wants to kill me." And here that chip said, "Yes, it was my plan. I wanted to become a living human. That's why I did all this." Now Aaron and the detective also heard the chip's words. Here that chip became active again, and it immediately killed Aaron. Now that chip also tried to kill the detective. Here Gray put all his effort into making his aim wrong. In anger, the chip held the pistol to Gray's neck, and the next moment, something strange happened. When Gray opened his eyes, he found himself on a hospital bed. Here he called out to the chip, but there was no response. And just then, his wife was also in front of him. His wife told him that they had an accident and he had been unconscious for a long time. So, was all this just a dream? Actually, this chip had completely disconnected Gray's brain from his body and sent him to a beautiful world of his dreams. Gray's mind was lost there, while his body was under the chip's control in the real world. The chip was now about to kill the detective too. The detective told him, "Gray, you can't do this." Then that chip said, "Gray is not here now. He is in a very good place, in his dream world, where he should be, and now this body is mine." And saying this, that chip shot the detective. And with this, the story ends. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video.